Malam Jibril could no longer hide. He had run from the terrorists, from the army, and from his own people. But now he decided to fight back. He spent nights alone in the forest using old metal parts, wires and batteries from damaged devices he had gathered over time. He was once a local school teacher and community scientist, so he still remembered how to build simple machines. After a week, he finally created two important tools: the neutralizer and the tracker. The neutralizer was shaped like a large stone with a button. Inside it was a powerful magnetic pulse system. Once activated and thrown near the skeleton, it would release a short electric burst that could shut down any electronic system in the area for a few minutes, including the robot skeleton. The tracker was a small device like a tiny metal ball. Once attached to the skeleton's body, it would send out signals using old radio waves. Jibril had a receiver to pick up the signal and find the direction and distance of the skeleton at any time. He knew he couldn't do this alone. So in secret, he reached out to trusted vigilante leaders from nearby villages. He told them everything: how the skeleton was not sent by the gods, but by terrorists, trying to destroy their communities for political power. At first, they didn't believe him, but when he showed them how the neutralizer worked, they were amazed. Jibril gave 3 vigilantes the neutralizers and taught them how to throw them. He gave the tracker to a skilled hunter named Bello, who would sneak close and stick it on the skeleton without being noticed. They agreed to wait and watch. 2 nights later, the skeleton came again. It walked into Danger Village, glowing red under the moonlight. It raised its finger, ready to strike. People screamed and ran, but the vigilantes stood their ground, hiding in the shadows. Bello moved quietly and quickly. He jumped out, slapped the small tracker onto the back of the skeleton, and rolled into a ditch. The skeleton turned, but before it could attack, the 3 neutralizers were thrown in its direction. All 3 devices landed around it and buzzed loudly. A flash of blue light exploded. The skeleton froze. It stopped moving completely. Its lights went off. People stared in shock. It had never stopped before. Jibril and the vigilantes didn't wait. Using the tracker, they followed the signal that was now moving slowly, as the terrorists were trying to pull the robot away. The signal led them deep into the forest, behind a hill near Tunga Rocks. That same night, armed vigilantes invaded the hideout. The terrorists were eating and laughing when the guards burst in. They were caught by surprise and didn't fight much. 10 of them were arrested. They were tied up and marched to the main road. The next morning, the community handed them over to government soldiers. News spread like fire. Malam Jibril was no longer hated. People shouted his name in the markets and sang for him in the villages. The same elders who wanted to sacrifice him now bowed before him. The army dropped all charges against him. Even the president sent a letter of praise. Later that month, the government gave him a national award for bravery. He was also offered a full-time job at the National Research and Security Center in Abuja, where he would work on advanced science to protect the country. Jibril packed his few belongings and left the village with tears in his eyes, but this time not from pain or fear. He had survived, he had fought back, and he had won. He was no longer chased by death, he had chased it away.